For more than a century, Tyrannosaurus Rex has towered over the public imagination. Nicknamed the King of the Tyrant Lizards, this predator has come to symbolize the very idea of dinosaurs. From children's toys and Sinclair oil mascots to Hollywood blockbusters like Jurassic Park, no other prehistoric creature has carried such cultural weight. But behind the fame lies a real animal that stalked the floodplains of western North America about 6 million years ago. Fossil evidence from the Hell Creek Formation in Montana, South Dakota, and North Dakota, along with sites in Wyoming and Canada, paints a picture of an apex predator at the very end of the Cretaceous period. Yet, mysteries remain. Was Ty Rex primarily a hunter, a scavenger, or both? How powerful was its bite? And why does this dinosaur remain the undisputed superstar of paleontology? In this documentary, we will uncover the secrets of Tyrannosaurus Rex, moving beyond the pop culture image to explore the fossil record, scientific debates, and groundbreaking new discoveries that continue to shape our understanding of this legendary carnivore. The story of T. Rex starts not in a Hollywood studio, but in the rugged badlands of Montana. In 1902, famed fossil hunter Barnum Brown, working for the American Museum of Natural History, uncovered partial remains of a gigantic predator. Over the next few years, he collected more bones, including a nearly complete skeleton from Hell Creek. In 1905, Henry Fairfield Osborn, then president of the American Museum, officially named the species Tyrannosaurus Rex. The announcement made headlines, and newspapers portrayed the beast as the ultimate dinosaur predator. These early discoveries were mounted in museums, drawing crowds eager to see the bones of a real-life monster. For decades, T. Rex was known from only a handful of specimens, but each one added to its mythic status, unlike many other dinosaurs whose fame faded. T. Rex grew larger in the public imagination with each new fossil. Even today, museums fiercely compete to display these rare skeletons. From the Field Museum's famous Sioux in Chicago to the Smithsonian's dramatic Mount in Washington, D.G. The fossil trail of T. Rex is not just about bones. It is about the human passion to discover and showcase nature's most fearsome predator. Standing up to 40 feet long and weighing an estimated 9 tons. T. Rex was one of the largest land predators ever to walk the earth. Its most iconic feature was its massive skull, more than 5 feet long, packed with conical teeth that could exceed 12 inches. These teeth were not slicing blades like those of allosaurs or carcharodontosaurs, but thick, serrated bone crushers capable of puncturing through the armor of prey. The jaws generated the strongest bite force of any known land animal, measured at over 8,000 pounds per square inch in modern reconstructions. Its body was balanced by a long, muscular tail, while its hind legs were built for power, not extreme speed. T. Rex may have reached speeds of 15 to 20 miles per hour, enough to overtake large herbivores. Its famously small arms, though often ridiculed, were heavily muscled and tipped with 2 sharp claws, useful for gripping prey at close range. Beneath the skeleton lay a body covered, at least partially, with her scales, though some evidence suggests patches of feathers in juveniles. Altogether, the anatomy of T. Rex reveals a creature designed not for elegance, but for brute power. The heavyweight champion of the Cretaceous landscape. Few debates in paleontology have generated as much heat as the question of whether T. Rex was primarily a hunter or a scavenger. In the 1990s, paleontologist Jack Horner popularized the scavenger theory, pointing to the dinosaur's massive olfactory bulbs, which suggest a keen sense of smell. He argued that its arms were too short to be effective in hunting. and that its heavy build made it slow. Instead, Horner proposed T. Rex roamed the floodplains, sniffing out carcasses. But most paleontologists disagree. Fossil evidence shows healed bite marks on Triceratops and hadrosaurs, suggesting that these animals survived attacks by Rex, proof that it actively hunted. Its forward-facing eyes provided depth perception, critical for targeting moving prey. Its speed, while not cheetah-like, was more than sufficient for ambushes. Most modern interpretations conclude that Rex, like lions or hyenas, did both hunting when possible, scavenging when the opportunity arose. This flexibility may explain its dominance at the top of the Cretaceous food chain. In truth, whether hunting or scavenging, the end result was the same. Rex was the uncontested ruler of its ecosystem. To truly understand Rex, we must place it in its environment. 66 million years ago, North America was split by the Western Interior Seaway, a vast inland ocean. The western landmass, Laramidia, stretched from modern-day Alaska to Mexico, and it was here that Rex reigned. Its habitat was a humid, subtropical floodplain dotted with rivers, swamps, and conifer forests. Rex shared this world with formidable herbivores like Triceratops, Edmontosaurus, and armored ankylosaurs. Smaller predators, such as dromaeosaurs and troodontids, prowled the underbrush. Giant crocodilians lurked in the waterways. The Hell Creek Formation preserves this ecosystem in vivid detail, capturing not only dinosaur bones but also turtles, fish, mammals, and plants. Rex sat at the top of this pyramid, its presence shaping the behavior and evolution of prey species, much like modern lions on the savanna. Rex's shadow defined the ecology of its time. When we look at a fossilized Triceratops skull with bite marks, we are glimpsing the fear and violence that once rippled across the late Cretaceous floodplains. Among the dozens of Rex skeletons discovered, some have become legends. Sioux, unearthed in South Dakota, remains the largest and most complete Tyrannosaurus Rex ever found, with over 90% of the skeleton preserved, displayed at the Field Museum in Chicago. Sioux has drawn millions of visitors and sparked countless debates about growth rates, injuries, and lifespan. Another celebrity is Stan, discovered in 1987, whose mounted skeleton has been replicated in museums worldwide. The Smithsonian's mount, unveiled in 2019, presents Rex in a dynamic hunting pose, chasing down a Triceratops, an image carefully crafted to reflect modern science rather than outdated, tail-dragging reconstructions. These fossils are more than bones. They are cultural icons, connecting generations to a world long vanished. Each new discovery, whether a juvenile specimen or a fragment of fossilized skin, adds another piece to the puzzle of how this predator lived, fought, and died. For scientists and the public alike, these fossils ensure that Rex's reign continues, not on the floodplains of Montana, but in the halls of our greatest museums. One of the most fascinating revelations about Rex comes from the study of its growth. By slicing open fossilized bones and examining growth rings, scientists have determined that Rex experienced a teenage growth spurt, gaining up to 1,500 pounds per year. Juveniles, sometimes called nanotyrannus in old debates, were slender, fast runners with long legs and knife-like teeth, ideal for chasing smaller prey. As they matured, they transformed into slower, bulkier, bone-crushing adults. This dramatic shift in body form meant that juveniles and adults occupied different ecological niches, reducing competition between them. Life was not easy for a Rex. Fossils show broken bones, healed injuries, and evidence of infections. Some individuals lived into their late 20s, though most likely perished earlier. Females may have laid large clutches of eggs, but no confirmed T-Rex nest has yet been discovered. By studying these life history secrets, paleontologists gain insight into how T-Rex maintained dominance for nearly 2 million years, right up to the final days of the Cretaceous. The reign of Tyrannosaurus Rex ended abruptly 6 million years ago with the catastrophic asteroid impact near modern-day Yucatan, Mexico. The impact unleashed energy equal to billions of nuclear bombs, triggering wildfires, tsunamis, and a nuclear winter that collapsed global ecosystems for years. T-Rex had ruled supreme, but within months, its world vanished. The Hell Creek Formation captures this moment in time, preserving a record of the extinction event. Fossil sites in North Dakota reveal fish and plants buried alongside tiny glass spherules formed from the impact's heat. T-Rex, along with all non-avian dinosaurs, perished in this apocalyptic chapter. And yet, in a sense, it did not vanish completely. Modern birds are the living descendants of theropods, carrying fragments of that ancient legacy. When a hawk stoops on its prey or a chicken scratches in the dirt, we glimpse faint echoes of Tyrannosaurus. Its end was sudden, but its story never truly closed. The 21st century has ushered in a new wave of discoveries about T-Rex. Advances in CT scanning, biomechanics, and even molecular studies have peeled back layers of mystery. Microscopic structures resembling blood vessels and proteins have been reported in T-Rex bones, raising questions about the limits of fossil preservation. Computer models simulate bite forces and walking speeds with unprecedented accuracy. Studies of sensory organs suggest Rex had keen vision and hearing, making it a formidable predator. Meanwhile, debates continue over soft tissue, feather evidence, and even whether T-Rex may have been more social than once imagined. These rediscoveries remind us that science is not static. Our image of T-Rex is always evolving. Each year brings new insights, sometimes overturning old assumptions, other times reinforcing the awe we already felt. What remains constant is that Tyrannosaurus Rex continues to fascinate, a creature both familiar and endlessly mysterious. Why does T-Rex endure as the king of dinosaurs? Partly because of its size and power, but also because it arrived at the perfect moment, both at the end of the Cretaceous and at the dawn of modern paleontology. Its fossils were discovered just as museums were rising, and the public was hungry for prehistoric monsters. Over the decades, T-Rex became more than a scientific specimen. It became a symbol.